la prisión, Wilson Manyoma, Borbona.
Is that you or me? Hey. Masters of None, episode what?
61.
That's it, you know. That's a little sobriety check, you know what I mean?
Messing on episode 61. It had me, you know what? I got the UFC thing in my head.
You were like 269.
Yeah, I was like, Masters of None, episode 269, of course.
What is up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to us being on a 707.
Yeah, this is probably the closest we've ever been to being on time.
Yeah, nah, it's this definitely works. Yeah, man. Love this beat. Yes, Chronic, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. That was my just crate digging in some salsa and some like merengue records, because I was like, yeah, I want it to be something like that. So I just started digging for samples and shit. And when I found that shit, I don't know. I had like a few in the stash, you know?
Yeah.
I had like a few that I was thinking about using, like that I had been through. Like,
Nah, this is classic. This is perfect for people who don't know what we're talking about. Justin did our intro music, and it's like redefined the song for me. Like when I hear the real song, I'm like, oh, this is not that song. This is like the intro to the podcast. Like it instantly like clicks in my head.
Yo, didn't somebody hit us up? Somebody hit us up that they like heard it in like playing in a bodega or something like that.
Ray,
and it made him think of the podcast, right?
Yeah. Ray told me he heard it listening to, he was in some store. I don't remember what store he was in, but I was like, damn, they were bumping salsa in that store? I once went to a Starbucks and I went to like go work there because I couldn't be in my office. And they were just bumping Mark Anthony. I was like, I don't know. And it was like in a neighborhood that you wouldn't assume like bumps Mark Anthony.
Get out of here, yeah.
It was crazy, yeah. I was like, I had to leave. I couldn't concentrate. I just kept dancing in my chair.
Yo, Mark Anthony would do that shit too.
Yeah, bro, I had dress shoes on. You crazy? I was in there sliding, bro.
Mark Anthony would do that shit. You know when he had that concert that he streamed? You know my pops had a heart attack that night?
Really?
Oh yeah. My parents, I got video. They was going in the living room. My dad was all sweating. He was like, crushing it. Next morning, he was like, Jay, I got chest pain. I'm going to the hospital. Sure enough, he had a goddamn heart attack.
Mark Anthony gave your pops a heart attack?
Yo, gave him a heart attack. Yo, I should write him a letter. He's pretty good. He'll probably get us tickets or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, maybe I'll tell him keep those. They'd be like, what, you trying to kill him?
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know if it's the best idea to let your dad go to the concert.
Probably not. Shit.
The live stream got him.
Bad enough.
Imagine what the concert would do.
He almost took him down in the living room, you know.
Yeah.
But he bounced right back, though.
You can't even tell him Mark Anthony responded. You got to lie to him.
Yeah, no, please. Then my mom will be like, boo! Both of them will be down in the living room. Boo, boo. Both of them. I'll be
Jay,
like,
where'd you get this new bow from?
Right? Right? I'll be like, God damn it, man. Mark Anthony gonna bring you up with some charges, bro, trying to take my family out. You know?
Yo, have you seen that show on Netflix with Kevin Hart?
No. I think it's trending and shit, right? But I haven't seen it.
It is trending.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it either. But I was at the barbershop today, and they were watching it. And Wesley Snipes is in it. Man, he looks young as hell.
Yeah, man. Jail keep you young.
I don't even believe it's him. I was like, you sure that's not his son, Bobby Snipes or something? You sure that's not like Gerald Snipes? Because I don't even, he looks so young. It's unbelievable. I was so impressed. I was like, ah.
Yo, he said that movie's trash. Yo, what's so trash about it, yo?
It's Kevin Hart like playing himself.
Kevin Hart playing by himself.
But he's like...
Or he's playing himself, not playing by himself.
But he's like a gangster, kind of.
What? So he's playing himself?
But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me right now when I tell you that I only listen to this, I watch this show for the 20 minutes I was in the barber chair, you know?
He said Wesley Snipes is a clone.
Yo, it's ridiculous. Wesley Snipes, he looks like, yo, that's so true because he looks like what Gucci looked like when he came out of jail. He just looked good. He looks mad good, bro. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, bro, that's what happens. And plus, yo, he got to avoid all them taxes.
Did he end up never paying them?
Oh, yeah, he went to prison for it.
I know he went to prison, but I don't mean that.
I mean, as in, don't you break even?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Not with the government. Sometimes you get out and they're like, all right, you served your time. When do you think you're going to get us our money back?
Yeah. Your ass could always go back.
Yeah.
You know?
Fucking crazy.
Damn, that's hilarious that Snipes is a clone. Fuck. But yeah, man. It's a good day today, man. I had a good day, man.
It is a
I had a
good
good
day.
day. I finished work on time, was able to get the hell out of there. You know, came home to some fresh-ass merch brought to you by The Little Coconut, same company, local company that I suggest everybody support. We support local here, and that's something that I suggest. So they gave us the Coquito last week, which was bomb. We had we had two different types. We had the Hennessy, and then we also had the peppermint, which both were fire. So now we got some shirts. Look, should I see the back? Can you see the back? Look. Yeah, the Little Coconut, you can see.
Boom. Put the camera on, pause. Switch the camera around. They can see the
That one won't even be able to see it.
No?
If I switch it. Nah, that one's probably a better view for them.
Better
Maybe
than that
this one.
Let me show off my
Go
breast
ahead.
plate.
Yeah, bro,
Bam.
there you go. Bang bang.
Oh, it's a little
Chicken
blown
wang.
out.
It's a little
There you go.
there we go. It's a little overexposed, but here you go.
Boom.
You know, the Little Coconut. You'll see that same label on that bottle when you cop it.
Yeah.
You know, but
Little
but yeah,
underscore coconut underscore LLC.
yeah, I know, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah, nah, that's
I
a
read
fact.
what he said. Yeah, that's a fact.
It only keeps you younger when you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like Wayne came out with like a degree or some shit, didn't he?
When he came out with a doctorate,
Yeah, he came out with like a PhD or some shit.
he was in there teaching motherfuckers. He only did like 2 years.
Yeah, imagine Lil Wayne teaching a class. He'd be like, "Yeah, no, you ain't gotta do your homework." And they're like, "What'd you say, teacher?" Yeah, I ain't gonna do your homework. They're like, you know what? They can just make up their own shit. They're like, I don't even understand what the fuck he's saying.
You know what's crazy? What I always thought about? He got like permanent diamond teeth. So when he went to jail, like he has them teeth in like that. They can't take that away. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, right?
He got to be in a special like.
Oh, he
pod.
was in a special pod. You don't remember people were getting fired? Like 2 COs got fired for just trying to get a look at him.
Really?
They were like, yeah, they were in a section of the prison they don't even work in.
Oh,
So
no,
they
I
just
didn't know
like
that.
snuck over there. So when they went over to this part where they don't work, mind you, they do not work in this part of the prison. But they think it's a good idea to just go over there. They're like, yo, I'm just trying to get a look at Lil Wayne. I'm just trying to get a glimpse of a dreadlock. That's what they were doing. They were like, yo, I'm just trying to see one dread.
Is he really
You know?
balding?
Yeah, right. So but yeah, they lost their jobs and shit because that's like, you know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't be doing it. It's like when my girl worked in catering and shit, and she did like a they were supposed to do Derek Jeter's wedding and shit. He was supposed to get married to like the Bourne Mansion, I think, or something like that. And instead, oh no, Ohika Castle, some shit like that. And they like somebody asked like if they get like a picture with him and shit like that, and they were like, you'll get fired. They're like, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't go. Imagine
You're gonna
that.
ask him on his wedding night?
On
if
his
you
wedding
can
day?
Get a picture with him.
Nah, it's
Crazy enough, on my wedding day, there is a waiter in a bunch of my pictures because it was like one of my man's friends. Wasn't my friend. I didn't know this kid. One of my boys that came. I'm not even kidding.
shut the fuck.
I'm not kidding, dude. There's a waiter in like a bunch of my wedding pictures because one of my mans run into one of his friends. His friends is a waiter there, and this dude was just like hanging out. He was just like, you know, taking shots with him and shit, just having a good time.
So did you get like a discount when you got your pictures back? I would have been like, hey, wait a minute. Talk to the venue and be like, looks like one of your guys was having a better time than me.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy? I had
No.
quite the time.
Honestly, no. But the venue did give me like an extra hour and change or something like that. Like we were supposed to be out of there way before we were out of there. Not that I remember it ending, but
Bro, I was there. We stayed there for quite some time.
yeah, it was way longer than it was supposed to be.
Yeah. They probably were contemplating sending you an extension bill.
You know what I think happened, and I can't confirm this. So the party was supposed to be, let's just say, 7 to 10, right? It ended up being like 7 to 11 or 7 to 12 or 8 to 12 or whatever. They ended up giving us like an hour or two. Maybe they gave us 2 extra hours. I don't remember. But I remember the guy who owned the place came in and he had somebody with him. No, first some lady came in and she was like, oh my God, like I hear the music and like I just wanted to see what kind of a party this was going to be. And she's like, walked in and she's like, and then I realized it was a wedding. So I said, I have to see the bride.
Wait a minute. So this person wasn't invited?
Was not invited.
So essentially they crashed it.
They crashed it. They heard the music. They heard the salsa bumping from the outside, and they were like, "Huh, this is at a venue, and this is not like it's not like a backyard. So whatever." They but there's other stuff going on in this venue. It's not like I don't have the whole entire thing to myself. So She comes, she sees the bride. Everybody's so like, intoxicated and having such a good time and just happy to be there that it wasn't like a big deal.
Yeah.
She came, she kissed my wife. She said, like, I'm not fucking kidding, bro.
I believe.
I'm not fucking kidding. People are fucking crazy. She came in, she demanded, she's like, I have to see the bride. They brought my wife over to her, and she was like, oh my God. Like, I heard the music, so on and so forth. Gave my wife a kiss, wished her the best of luck, and got out of there. And then after that, this dude walks in, and this dude has like some cigars in his pocket, and he's pulling it out, and he's like twirling it in his hand. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? So he comes in, and then he's talking to us or whatever, and it turns out that this guy owns the place, and he's like somewhat, he didn't look Puerto Rican, but he said he was Puerto Rican. Maybe he was full Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican, I don't know what it was. But he says like, yo, we never get like, this kind of music here, meaning like Latinos that never rent this place.
Yeah.
And he was just, I heard this shit, so I had to come in here too. And then like he ended up.
I'll interrupt this to tell you that this place is nice as hell. I was there. It was a damn good time.
It was a nice place. And then he ended up coming in and dancing and shit like that for a little bit, and then he left. And full circle, I think that's why I ended up getting that extra time.
Oh, you think that he was just like he gave you the pass?
Yeah, he gave me the pass because he was like, yo, these guys over here, everybody's having a good time. Like, psh.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you think about it, like if they're still working, there ain't no reason for me to leave. I guess I got to clean up and shit. I don't know. It was a long story, but it was a good time.
Shout out to Aisha. She's like, no. She's like, yo, this really happened.
100%. Like, it's a 100% true story. That shit 100% happened.
She said she crashed the wedding, was eating dinner in a restaurant area, and came over. It's so hilarious. And this place I loved. Bro, they were giving seconds of some of the best steak I ever had in my life. Yo, they were coming around just giving me more steak. I was like, I had like the meat sweats in there. I was like,
that's like a cheat code. You get a place that like already does that. Like the thing about getting married at a catering hall or getting at like a catering hall is that their catering halls aren't known for like their delicious food. Like they're not restaurants, and they're not bars either. So they don't have like, this plethora of like, selection. Catering halls are very like cookie cutter.
Yeah. Like you're gonna get something good, but it's gonna be someone that's spreading their expertise in a lot of areas. Yeah. This place kind of was more restaurant bar, and then they also did
exactly.
Gatherings.
Exactly.
So
they had like an area where you could rent out and you can have a party of whatever kind you want. Yeah, it was a good place. That place, was voted like #1 place to get married on the Knot.
Bro,
that year I got married.
Yo,
that's how we found it.
I believe it 100%, bro, because I've been there to eat for like for dinner, and that shit is unbelievable, bro.
Yeah. Enough about me though.
Shit is mad good.
We got a lot of shit to talk about. I'm sorry I even dragged us through that fucking tangent.
Nah, man, we're good. So, on a lighter note, we'll talk somewhat of a lighter note, unless you saw the first 2 episodes, but my girl is losing her mind like 100%.
Oh my God.
Over
Sex in the City spinoff?
Yes, over the new Sex in the City. It's not really a spinoff because it has the same characters. It's just they changed the name. So I'm sure that there was something with the licensing of the name or something, because it's the same characters.
It's got to be something to do with the other chick that's not there. Because it's not 4 of them anymore. There's only 3 of them.
No, well, she's not there anymore because her and Jessica Parker had like a personal beef. Like they had been beefing for years. Like, I think that's why she's not there.
Well, that's probably why they didn't name it Sex in the City, maybe, because she's not there.
She don't have no ownership over the name, I'm sure. That's like the writers, producers, like...
I'm speculating, bro.
Yeah, but, that's... It is essentially like a very similar show.
I didn't even know it was a different name until I seen that Sex in the City was trending today, and there was this... and then there was this thing said underneath it, in quotes, and just like that. And I'm like, what is and just like that?
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. What are you talking about, Chronic?
The Kanye and Drake concert tonight? It's not like a concert to the public. Like I think Drake is doing a show for like an event, and he's bringing Kanye, or vice versa.
Damn, where is that? Y'all trying to go on a road trip? Y'all trying to get in the car?
Where do you think it is?
Probably LA or something.
California, like baby.
God damn, yo.
California.
Yeah.
Of course.
Loves communism. California.
Well, New York now, you've seen that they announced that now all private companies also have to like mandate vaccines?
Yeah, they're doing a lot of good stuff. Like also creating, they're doing a lot of good things in New York. They're also, did you see that they also are creating safe places for people to shoot intravenous drugs?
How does that work now? Because it's illegal to possess those drugs, right? So when you're sitting online, because I know this place is going to be backed up, right? When you're sitting online ready to, go and do your drugs in this room, in this place.
You mean, do they have healthcare professionals to like manage your withdrawal symptoms?
Why aren't there people like swooping these guys up with like little like, that SpongeBob jellyfish fucking net?
For what?
For illegally possessing, like, I'm not saying they should set up a sting, but all I'm saying is like, if these people are here at this place and they have this thing that they're not supposed to have, like normally that's illegal. If the cops knew that you had something illegal on you and you were somewhere, like they would come and be, hey, we know you got that shit on you.
Well, that's when the right people are running the police. When you have people telling the police to stand down and shit like that, don't arrest these people. This is a disease. And then they're like, they're going to vote for us. Like you got to keep the dope fiends alive or else we'll lose voters.
Do you think that demographic is voting? You think those guys vote?
I mean, listen, if they're like, hey, wait a minute, I get my smack spot around the corner is nice and safe for me, I don't get beat up like at the trap house and I don't have to share with nobody. I just go by myself, Yo,
the dude who's trapping across the street from there, the dude that happened to have an apartment across the street from that spot is probably killing it.
Yeah, well, that's what's crazy to me is like, creating a haven for this to occur. I mean, it's crazy. Do you think that dope fiends are really going to prioritize like, well, after I go to Target and buy some deodorant and, and some toiletries, I'm going to make a stop over at the dope court to go and just shoot up real quick? Or do you think he's going to pull off somewhere, pull over on a side road, or you think he's just going to go home and shoot up or go to his boy's house or go under a bridge? They're not going to feel comfortable shooting up in this place with staff and stuff in there taking care of them. I mean, that's like saying there's like, okay, we're going to set up this hotel here and all hookers are allowed to come in here and just take a room. We just want you guys to do it safe. There's bowls of condoms. Everybody's going to come here and have a safe time. You think a real...
Hookers might go for that one.
You think a real hooker on the street is going to trust that?
They hooker might. No. I'll give you the other one.
Anybody smart, anybody with half a brain is going to be like, this is a setup.
Yeah, but it's not.
But
it's not a setup.
It's the paranoia that's in these people. When you're committing crimes and you're doing something is illegal and that's your lifestyle, you think you're just going to walk into this place and be like, like this is a normal thing?
Well, I definitely think that anybody who's been doing it for like long enough, like they're like, I don't need a place.
No.
I need more drugs. You guys gonna give me more drugs?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need a place to do it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, yo, wait, which one of you guys has it? Which one of you guys the one with the shit?
Yeah.
And they're like, what? No, we're just here to show you effective injection technique and we have tourniquets.
Where did they put these places too? I would love to know. And I'm not asking you because I don't know.
I don't know 100%.
But I would love to know like where they thought it was like strategically intelligent to place these facilities.
I mean, I have no idea. What I am gonna do is I'm going to look this up to make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about to begin with.
You want to elaborate on exactly what we're talking about?
About this?
Yeah.
We elaborated, no? You want me to elaborate further?
Chronic said, what? So I don't know if it was because like we skipped past it or we didn't elaborate enough.
No. I think he's like, what? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Look, nation's first supervised drug injection sites open in New York. This is in the New York Times.
What drugs can you do over there? Is there a list of drugs you can and cannot do?
You want me to elaborate?
You
I'm going to
go
tell
in
you
there
right now.
Smoking L?
No, probably not. They'll probably lock you up for that. So, nation's first supervised drug injection sites open in New York. During the first official day in operation at the two Manhattan facilities, trained staff reversed 2 overdoses, officials said. So they're in there with Narcan. So you could go in there, they're going to be meeting up and be like, yo, I'm going to tell you right now, Papi told me he got the craziest shit in the world. I think it's too crazy. He'll probably kill us. But we could go shoot up over here and they'll just save our lives.
It's like I'm going to the spot and I'm really going to push my limits. These guys will catch me. If I fall,
they're like, yo, my record is like 12 bags. And the other one's like, fuck that, I got 13. And then he passes pass out and they just hit him with the Narcan. He's like, oh, you pussy. you all died and shit.
Yo, how
It's
angry
like,
are people
crazy.
when they hit him with the Narcan? How angry do they wake up?
Oh, they're very, I'm sure. I've been told that they're pretty
I hear
upset.
that they're not happy when they get
Of
hit
course,
with the Narcan and you
dude,
wake up.
Lord knows what somebody did
To get that
to
shit.
get that. You have no idea. That guy like stole 3 cars. He got in, like a gunfight, and then you just went and took that shit away. He woke up and was like, "Wait a minute, what? You did what?
So I sold my dog for that.
Right? I gave away my mom. I gave somebody my mom." That shit,
so crazy.
that shit is nuts.
But it is.
So hold on, I want to get a little more into this.
Go ahead.
And mind you, guys, this is the New York Times. The most reputable news source in the world.
I love the New York Times.
Yeah.
They got a good reading level.
So, in an attempt to curb a surge in overdose deaths caused by increasingly potent street drugs, New York City authorized 2 supervised injection sites in Manhattan and began operating on Tuesday. That's wild. Trained staff at 2 sites in the neighborhoods. You wanted to know where they were.
Yes, I did.
East Harlem and Washington Heights. So, what they dropped this shit on Dykeman? They just put this shit on Dykeman. Are you kidding me? Provided clean needles, administered naloxone, which is also known as Narcan, to reverse overdoses and provided users with options for addiction treatment. Users brought their own drugs to the site.
Well, that's...
You know, they were like, BYOD. Yo, this is crazy. And they're like, yo, so then they offered them addiction treatment. They probably all showed up and were like, shit, I was about to quit for y'all came up with this shit.
That's crazy, bro.
That is so wild.
When you go in there with some dope to shoot up and somebody that's like when you go get the free
Outrageous.
breakfast, but you got to listen to the salesman pitch his what do they call timeshare before you get it?
Oh yeah, bro, that's it. They give you the old bait and switch.
Yeah, so you go in there and listen to it. It's like, all right, well, I'll go to this room. I usually like this room right here.
This is so crazy, bro, that they're doing this.
I
Bro,
wonder how they do it in the sense like, would you stay there till you come down, or you go there, you shoot, and you got to run?
You think? Nah, I'm sure they let you kick it for a little while.
You think got snacks and shit?
Yo, I don't know, bro. They probably got a barista and shit there. New York, the country's most populous city, became the first U.S. city to open officially authorized injection sites, facilities that opponents view as magnets for drug abuse, but proponents praise as providing a less punitive and more effective approach to addressing addiction. How is that an effective approach at addressing addiction?
I can't believe that we're the ones that are leading this fucking train. New York never does
outrageous.
anything first.
Nah, but they're just like, New York is like a stupid little brother of California at this point.
Bro, we just got recreational cannabis, and then fucking not even a year later, they start opening up injection sites.
Look, like Chronic is saying it, like it's turning into Oregon. That's it. That's something that they did over there. Bring your own overdose. For real, bro. Snack.
They definitely got snacks in there, bro. They got the little pretzels and shit.
Yo, what's good, Silence? Keeping it centralized and monitored. Is that so? Silence, do you agree with it? You think this could be more effective? I mean, somebody, let's talk about this a little bit in the chat, because to me it sounds crazy, but I don't know. Maybe somebody thinks that this is actually going to be, a little more beneficial.
I think what's going to make the determination whether this is going to be something positive or negative is really going to be based on the fact if people use it or not, right? If people don't go to these places, then then nothing's happening, right? Effectively, nothing's happening. But if people do use it, then there's data. Then we could make measurements. But what are they really going to measure? Like, I don't know if this is a ploy to really curb addiction or to get people to stop, because I don't understand from a strategic perspective what
the goal is.
No, how can they accomplish that by opening up places for people to do drugs? I don't understand how you can accomplish. Like, I think if they would have said we're opening up state-of-the-art rehabs or something like that. That would be more progressive in terms of that are free, state funded or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that'd be something that's more progressive in terms of trying to curb addiction but they're saying also that the drugs are too strong. They're saying that there's a ton of people dying because
Yeah. I mean, I get that. Like, Silence is saying, like, he's on the fence. He says people do drugs no matter what. Shout out to Silence in the chat, by the way. People do drugs no matter what. It's not going to encourage it. He thinks it's more of a deterrent. Are they going to have counselors? Yeah, they're offering drug abuse counseling and addiction special. I think treatment. They are offering treatment. But my thing is,
he said, or is it just a shooting gallery?
Yeah, right. My thing,
it's well put.
To me, is just. When you do something like this, there's no way that you think this is, from like a political standpoint, this is a move for politicians. It's just, when you put in corrective action, we've all been in a job where somebody will come to you, the boss comes to you, and if they catch you doing something, or you get in trouble by some regulatory body, if you're a business owner or something, you just have to put in a corrective action just to show you're doing something. Yeah. So I feel like this is a political move, and they're just like trying to show some kind of, listen, we did something.
Yeah. It's like, your numbers are looking bad.
Yeah, like we did something.
Well, we put up those two cribs.
Yeah.
People could go shoot over there.
Like we sent more cops. It didn't work. Okay, what else are you doing? Like we put money into rehabs. Okay, that didn't do it. Now shit. All right, I guess we'll just let them all shoot in one spot, like The Wire.
Oh yeah, that was like a little pueblo they gave them.
Yeah, they did it in The Wire. They centralized, like they allowed drug dealing, not. This is using. They're not allowing dealing to occur there, but they did something similar. They tried to centralize crime and try to like push it to like one area. Oh shit! Chronic said the same thing, bro. Yeah. You're in my brain, bro. I said it at the exact time you were typing that shit. Yes, exactly. So I don't know, man. That shit is just crazy, bro.
I'll tell you what, man.
Can we go by there and look? Can we see what's going on over there? Like, I want to go by and take a peek.
Yeah, what happens if you got to walk past that shit every day and you start catching one of your homies there? Like,
what happens if you got to walk your kids past there to go to school?
What happens if you live across the street from there?
Yeah, I mean, see, this is the thing that people don't consider.
But I'll tell you one thing, right? And I'm not saying it's going to be worth it to live across the street from there, but what I will say is that if this like brings forth positive results, then great, make more. We got to try shit to know whether it's actually going to be, work or not. So I get it. Try it if it's going to work. I think this is more of a proof of concept anyways. They're not deploying 60 centers. They put 2 of them in Manhattan.
But, once it's up, it's probably not going to go anywhere. I mean, you're going to have activists. Like when it comes to politics, like once you roll something out, it's very difficult to retract it.
That's very true. But if it bombs and it results in like, if it worsens what the reason they're doing this for, which is like what they're saying is, there's too many deaths as a result of overdoses because the drugs are just getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah, but I feel like there'll be no real data on that unless it's just straight up ODs are occurring in this place, which isn't going to happen. It will, but the Narcan use is going to save all those people. So there's not going to be they're going to save them. Narcan only lasts about 15 minutes. So they're going to get hit with the Narcan. And then if, the staff is probably encouraged, like once you bring them back, just make them leave the property. They're going to go around the block and OD again. It's going to hit them again and they're going to eat shit around the corner in the Burger King parking lot. Like that's what's going to end up happening. But I don't think that this is something that, I don't know. It's just not sustainable to me. It's just there's no data that's going to prove that this is working unless they really wait. Like you're going to have to see like down the road if there's less addiction, if there's less use, if there's less deaths, like a death toll. The only way that they would get immediate results is if 10 people OD in the same Saturday and like 4 of them can't be saved and they die. They're going to be like, okay, let's back to the drawing board, guys. We got to figure this out. Anyway. Good for them. Yeah. I hope nobody tries to step up and call this like a civil rights type of thing because no. But yes, you got it. Carry on. Continue.
So I know we're not gonna get into you want to talk about Jussie Smollett?
Oh, you want to talk about Jussie Smollett?
Yeah.
Jussie Smollett. That's what
talk about Juicy.
Yeah, so this stupid fool, if anybody's familiar with this guy, this guy was an actor on Empire, and then he made this bullshit ass false claim that was bullshit from jump, that he got beat up by MAGA hat wearing people at 2 a.m. on the streets of Chicago in the middle of the winter. Well, turns out he was full of shit, and the guys that he hired to like role play this nonsense, actually testified against him, and it was a rather short trial. I mean, it was like
super short.
It was a matter of a couple days. And he was found guilty on 5 out of 6 counts, felony counts of filing false police reports and falsely claiming hate crimes and shit like that.
Didn't they say that there was found in the courts that he had like a relationship with like one of his like attackers?
Yeah, he knew these guys.
Yeah,
one of them was like his trainer or something. They were like gym rat dudes, and they were like, I think one of them was like his personal trainer or physical trainer or something. At least for some portion of time. And they were 2 big black dudes, which to me is crazy. He's like, they were MAGA. It was a hate crime, and they were MAGA supporters and shit. Like, what?
In Chicago at 2 a.m,
bro. Come on with that. In the ice cold, bro. Come on, son.
Stop it.
It's freezing. You was going to get a Subway sandwich, bro. You on TV. You wasn't going to get a Subway sandwich, bro. Shut up.
Dude, people who do anything to be like to go viral or to be famous or to be like on the front line with this guy specifically to be the victim. People will do anything, and this just goes to show. This just goes to prove it.
It's sad. Viral is everything right now. It's a currency. So, Silent Sounds is asking if we're still talking about this dude. Yeah, man. They actually just announced the verdict like a matter of minutes before we went live.
Yeah, like maybe like half an hour ago, if that. They just the jury's what do they call it when they make the decision? They deliberated.
That's why they're making the decision.
Yeah, the jury's deliberated and made their decision.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. They announced it literally 10 minutes before we went live.
Yeah.
So, but that's good. You can't be making that stuff up because then it takes away from the actual victims. It's like anybody that calls, like, claims a crime was committed against them and it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting into weird territory because now you're pissing me off because the people that have suffered these kind of crimes and these kind of, like somebody that has been the victim of a hate crime is seeing this idiot falsely claiming this shit,
Yeah.
But, and so his sister is the girl in Lovecraft County. What the hell is that? What's Lovecraft County? I have no idea what Lovecraft County is.
I've never heard of it.
I have no idea what Lovecraft County is.
Oh, no, I'm lying.
What is that? It sounds like, is that like Real Housewives or something?
No, I haven't seen it. It looks like a country show from like the image. I judge a book by its cover when it comes to movies. If you ain't got a fucking,
if you don't have dope artwork,
if you don't have an enticing fucking, artwork or a really good trailer,
yeah,
I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I'm sorry, it's not black. I don't know what it is. I'd love to watch it. I would love to watch it. Chronic's like blasphemy. It must be a good show, but it's Netflix is really good at switching those covers. Like they'll have the same show, the same movie, or the same show
with a different cover on it,
bro, with a different like thumbnail, and then I'll think it's something new, and I'll be watching it like 10 minutes in. I'm like, fuck, I saw this already. Like I'm watching this again. Like God, they got me with the switch. It was a golden retriever last time. Now it was a couple holding hands. I thought it was a different movie.
Do you think that? Well, I have 2 questions for you. I want to know what you're currently watching on Netflix, and I want to know: do you think that Netflix is the most like superior of all the streaming platforms when it comes to content?
Not content. I think that it's kind of spread across the board. I think, in my opinion, like because it goes by like to me, it's not like a number thing like movie for movie or show for show. Some shows, I think, just are worth more points. Like HBO is always going to be in the conversation because of Game of Thrones. They're always going to be in the conversation because of Sopranos, because of like those
Entourage.
Like these things are all things that are always going to keep HBO, in my opinion, around. I mean, the Game of Thrones was very recent.
Dude, before Game of Thrones, there was great shows. True Blood, like you said, The Sopranos. Not, shows that were very, very, very popular. They have that series where they follow the football team all through preseason. What's it called?
Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks, yeah.
Yes. Cool.
There's a lot of really good content on HBO.
Yeah, I agree, man.
And the thing that one of the differences is that it's all original content as opposed to Netflix that does have some original content, but mostly it's like,
it's not all original on HBO. They have a lot of movies on there that are just, they just pass the licenses around.
Does anybody watch the movies on HBO? I only watch, when I watch HBO, I watch like the HBO exclusive stuff. When I was younger, I used to watch movies on there because those were the movie channels. But I feel like now I don't really watch movies on there unless it's like the ones that are exclusively on HBO, like these movies that are being released in the movie theaters and they're being released on HBO.
Yeah, I mean, all of that shit is on there. Like, because to me, I don't like to let Netflix pick what I'm watching.
Yeah,
because that's what they end up doing, and it's very easy. They're very good at it. If you just turn on Netflix, you'll find something to watch. But if me and my girl are talking about something we want to watch, like that's how we end up going on to these things, and that's why we have so many of them. Is because we're like, yo, we want to watch Home Alone. Netflix don't have it. HBO doesn't have it. Showtime don't have it. Hulu don't have it. But Amazon Prime will have it. So then we gotta go there. And then it'll be like the following week or whatever, the following month, maybe like 2 or 3 months, maybe the next quarter of the year, like there'll be something that's on Silence is hilarious. It'll be on a different streaming platform. Look what Silence says. He said, who at HBO movies trash? Yo, they have the bottom of the barrel selection. 4 months of Air Bud. Fuck out of here. Yo, Air Bud is trash. But now they got good stuff. Me and my girl just watched. Oh, we're watching all the Harry Potters on there.
I got all the Harry Potters on my thing.
Yeah, but I'm not in it anymore. I don't know if you changed the password or something, but I can't get in there.
We'll talk about that later. What up, Mark?
Mark, what's good? What's good, bro? But that shit is funny. But Amazon has good shit. HBO does have good shit, man. They got all the Real Sports with Brian Gumbel and shit like that. Like those are good. And I'm just thinking about old stuff. Like they're dropping new stuff too. Like you said, like the Marvel movies, they'll come out in the movie theater and only on HBO Max.
And they stream like good quality movies. Like if you got 4K TV, they'll stream 4K. Yeah. They'll stream like with that Dolby sound. So like if you got a surround sound, I like HBO for that 100%. And I think that we could all collectively agree, not just you and I, but also everybody in the chat, that Hulu fucking sucks. Of them all, if there's one that you don't want to buy, it's fucking Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu's pretty rough. I worked security at a Hulu party one time.
Please tell this fucking story. I know it, but I would tell it to us. Tell it to the people listening online. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the chat with us right now.
One of the guys I worked at that party with is in the chat.
Tell the fucking story, and everybody in the chat, please, if you can, scroll up, give us a thumbs up. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's nothing but a scroll up, man. You just scroll up, it's free. Just give us that thumbs up.
Go ahead. I want to hear this story.
Yeah, some documentaries on there, Silence. But I'm gonna talk about when. Let me know if it's not okay to talk about this. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give him.
The lower thirds.
I'm gonna give him a second. We all let y'all know in case you forgot what our names are. We're gonna tell y'all right here. And then we're gonna tell y'all one more time to subscribe to the channel.
So, nah, go for it.
All right. But so I've worked a couple jobs with Silence. And for different things. So Silence is just one of them movers and shakers. He's just gonna, he's gonna get in. He's got multiple skills. He'll just jump in and just take on a job that somebody entrusts him to do, and is like, listen, can you do this work for me? Other people will be like, no, refer him. Silence jumps right in. So he gets on the phone. He's like, listen, I got this job where we're gonna work security for this party in the city. He's like, these guys, they want me to get some guys I trust and guys that are gonna go around like giving. It wasn't security, like I wasn't like armed, like driving with like an earpiece and shit. But we had to go to this party, and the idea was that we were gonna go to this party, this private event that was being thrown by Hulu, and we were gonna be inside like the crowd and like mingling and shit. So we wore regular clothes and stuff so that we could just, our objective was to watch any really out of control behavior that was occurring in the party and remove those people. So let's say if somebody's real wasted and he's like trying to like grope women and shit like that, we had to remove that guy. So it was that kind of stuff. Somebody that's throwing up like ridiculous, like in this property, because they rented out this like, it was like an art gallery, kind of a loft space. It was like this really dope space. It was a direct elevator straight up to the unit. Oh, sick. It was like, yeah, it was dope. So we get there, and first of all, we coming from all the way out here. This shit was in the city.
It's in Manhattan. You guys are on the east end of Long Island.
Bro, so we're on our way out there. We get out there. First of all, we show up a little after he wanted us to. The party was just starting, but he's like, I wanted you guys here a little bit earlier, but we hit some wild traffic. There were like car accidents and shit. Like we left significantly early. Like Silence can attest to this. It wasn't some irresponsible shit where we just, but
You got there a little late.
We
How
got
late?
there. I'd probably say like 40 minutes after he wanted us there.
Okay, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, but it is a fair amount. Go ahead.
If I remember, he said, "Do I remember?" Yeah. Oh no, never mind. He's talking to Chronic. But so we're there and we get in and it's just like he said. There was this dope DJ playing. Like she was playing some fire. Like it was like she was like a legit DJ. This dude pulled out all the stops. Everything was decorated and shit like that. And there were hors d'oeuvres and shit everywhere. I think it was a Halloween party. It was a Halloween party. Like, there were people in, like, zebra costumes and shit. All this stuff. Like, chicks were, like, done up. The dudes, like, there was, like, big brolic dudes wearing, like, Conan costumes. It was all kind of shit. And then we're in there, and that's what we're doing is going around. And there was, like, a couple people we had to kind of keep an eye on because they were a little too fucked up and stuff. And then he said 40 minutes. Why? How long was this silence? Were we, like, 2 hours late and I'm saying 40 minutes? Anyway, so when we show up there, we're like doing our job. All of a sudden, this guy comes over and he's like, "Yo, they want to talk to us and shit like that." This guy comes over, he's like, "Yo, y'all are late." He was like, I think he was like the owner of the property. He's like, "Yo, y'all are late," and he's like, "Oh, it's like we hit traffic and shit." And he's like, "Traffic." He's like, "Where were you guys coming from?" We told him. He said, "What? You guys came from all the way out there? I thought you guys were local. If I knew you guys came all the way from Fucksville, I wouldn't have hired you guys." The guy was so mad, yo. He was so mad. So then we were working, and at the end of the night, like, Silence goes and talks to him and, like, to get our money and shit like that. He was, like, a little pissed off. He had to pay us and shit like that. But he paid us, but it was so goddamn funny.
Did you guys get to eat and, like, fucking mingle?
Yeah, we were mingling and shit. We weren't, like, eating, but it was, like, the dude was, like, on us, like, cause we showed up late, so we really had to had to work and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, shit was so funny.
I love those fucking odd jobs. One day my boy calls me and he's like, my boy, you know who I'm talking about. So one of my best friends, he calls me and he's like, "Yo, I got a moving job." And I was like, "You got a moving job?" He said, "Yeah. So-and-so is going to move and they need to get like all their furniture and everything out of the house." He goes, "I got the van." He had just bought a minivan, like a used minivan. So I was like, "All right, bet." He's like, "They're going to pay us X amount of money. We're going to go there this day." Perfect.
Yeah, mierda.
Do we show up to this lady's house that's like maybe about 45 minutes from where we live?
Yeah.
And we show up, put the van in her driveway, and she comes outside. She goes, "Oh, hey, guys." She goes, "Where? I thought you said you had a van." And he's like, "Yeah, this is my van." She's like, "Nah, I thought you had like a moving van."
Like a U-Haul, like a truck. Van is the word they use. Really, we're looking for more of a truck style.
Bro, she had a whole house that we had to move. Like a bunch of furniture. She had like dining room set. She had a California King bed that we had to fold that bitch in half, and it still almost didn't fit in the minivan.
You folded it in half, stuck it in a minivan.
Stuck it in the minivan.
Where'd you sit? You were holding on to the roof rack?
Bro, you crazy?
Like this.
We put the box spring on top of that motherfucker, bro. Drove that. It took us like 45 minutes to get there, and like an hour and 45 minutes to get back to her new place, bro. And then we just had to make a bunch of trips. Dude, we took like 6-7 trips.
What?
Because we were just like, what are we going to do? We were there already. She ended up hiring us again to cut a tree down. And my fucking man.
Wait, this is the story that I love. Hold on a minute. I'm going to pause this right now. The chat, you guys need to wait right now and listen to this guy tell this goddamn story about when they cut this tree down. Okay, now, this ain't pretending you're a mover. This is a goddamn, like, this is like a trade.
So I really feel like there's nothing that I'm like, and this is going to sound extremely arrogant of me, but I don't, like, I could figure certain things out. You know what I'm saying? My dad always, did everything in the house, and, I was always over his shoulder watching. So I really do a lot of my own shit. So for me, when my boy got this job to cut down this lady's tree, I was very confident in myself. Now, this is after Hurricane Sandy. Hurricane Sandy devastated some of Long Island, right? So this lady lived on the water, and behind her house was a boatyard, And in front of her house was another house, and then there was the water right there.
So I just want to interrupt you for 1 second. By this picture you're painting me, these people sound like they have some bread.
There's some. That's what I'm painting. That's what I'm telling you.
There's some money in here.
This lady has some money. So what I thought was crazy is that she hired us again after we did the moving job. You know, after guys show up in the minivan and move your house in 13 trips, like I think you're gonna call it quits.
She thought you guys were just concerned about the environment. You were like, yo, we'd rather this is a little less, a little better fuel economy.
It's better for the environment. But I believe that she thought we were very charismatic, and we were also willing to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't, when we got there to cut down the tree, she was like, oh, I got a jacuzzi I want to throw away too. I need it cut in half and taken outside. And we did that shit too. So first thing first.
Y'all cut a jacuzzi in half?
It was a jacuzzi, and it had like a wood, thing around it. We cut the whole thing up, took it outside in the garbage. That was the easy part. Keep in mind, me and my friend didn't even own a chainsaw. We went out that day, went to Harbor Freight, bought an electric chainsaw, and we brought an electric chainsaw. I'm not kidding. Electric chainsaw and an extension cord. The same extension cord you see there. We get to this lady's house, and unbeknownst to us, there is this enormous tree. Enormous. All it was like a long stick kind of thing. Don't fucking screenshot me and put anything funny in my hands. But it didn't have many branches on the side. So although it was very tall, we were confident that we could get this puppy down. Remember I said there was a boatyard in her backyard?
Yes.
There's boats that are like just right up against the back of her fence. So.
And this is like the area where you're going to cut this tree down?
The tree is up against the fence as well. Oh. So the tree and these boats are about 6 feet apart.
Oh my God.
But there's a big open lane like in the other direction towards her house. So what we think is a good idea, what I said to him was, I said, let's get some rope and let's tie it around the tree, like towards the top. And then we just tie the other end to my car. I'll put the car in reverse a little bit, put some tension on the rope. No way that fucking tree could go anywhere but towards the car. Right? Fucking logical. I still think that's a logical thought.
It's fucking science.
Yeah.
Really, if you think about it, this is science.
Yeah, 100%. So we go out, we buy rope, we tie it around, we kind of, get a lasso around that puppy, get it to, about the 66% of the height of the tree, tie it to my front. I had a tow hook in front of my car, tied this rope.
Now, this is not like a Ford F-250.
No, I had a 4-door or 5-door hatchback Mazda Speed 3.
This is a Mazda. Now,
yes.
This is a goddamn Mazda.
It was a Mazda. It wasn't like I didn't have it wasn't hooked up to a fucking a big working truck that would make sense. This was hooked up to a Mazda. It's about as, not the car you want to hook a tree up to.
That's right, Mark. The goddamn high IQ move right here. That's what I'm talking about. This is using science to humans' advantage. This is how they made the pyramids. It's thinking like this, outside the box.
So we get this chainsaw and we start hacking away at this fucking tree. And at one point, like the tree, we're getting a good chunk out of the tree. It's not budging yet, but we're like, listen, we're going to get to the point where this puppy budges and then there's no more anything to do. So I need you to get in that car and keep tension on that rope, right? Because if it budges and it starts going sideways, it might go like left to right. It might not go backwards, but it might go into like the neighbor's yard, or it might go into like, the other side of her yard where we didn't want it to go. So he gets in the car, so he just puts it in reverse and like starts letting the clutch out so it has tension on the rope. Cut the tree down. Start cutting the tree. All of a sudden, you start hearing, the sound you hear before a tree falls. You hear the cracking of the wood.
You hear that like.
Yup. All of a sudden, you start hearing that. I was like, that's it right there. Get out of there. And the fucking chainsaw gets caught in the tree. And he's underneath or I'm underneath. I don't remember who was in the car and who was on the tree. I don't want to say this story the wrong way, but one of us is underneath this tree trying to rip this chainsaw out.
Wait, I didn't even know this part. So the chainsaw gets stuck as the tree starts to tip.
Yeah.
So it pinches it essentially
Yes.
because so it's, let's say he's cutting through, and then it goes to fall. It pinches it.
Yep.
Oh my
and then
God.
he gets out of the way, doesn't get hurt. The tree falls. Thank God. One of us was in the car and kind of backing it up because it fell right in front of my car. Like the tip of it, probably wouldn't have broken anything. It probably would have scratched the heck out of it, but it fell right in front of my car. And we got it down, and it worked the same exact way we intended it to work. And guess what? We looked up videos on how to cut down trees after that. We didn't do it right. You know?
You absolutely did not.
No, we didn't do it right.
They use like cherry pickers and shit, and they trim all the branches off, and then they cut
we got
the
that
top.
motherfucker down one shot, bro.
You're like, I don't know what they're doing. We should make a YouTube video on the right way to do this shit.
And then we cut it up into like this enormous tree. We cut it up into like 4 pieces. I remember her telling me like, "Yo, the garbage man won't take it. It's just too.
They
it's
can't
just
take
too much." She's like, "It's just too much. You think you could cut it up more?" We were just like, "Yeah, I don't know." I was like, "We picked them up pretty easy. Like we were struggling getting them motherfuckers out, bro."
Yo, that is so crazy. And she looked outside. She's like, good job. So I got a buddy that wants to take his boat out of the water. And Juan's like, I got you.
Yeah, bro. At this time, we were just taking, it wasn't even like, it was just like side money, but it was also like time to fuck off with your friend and, go and, make some money. It was just, it was an interesting time. We were just doing, dude, that's not the only job we took. One time, this lady bought a daycare.
Oh, wait a minute.
One time a lady bought a daycare. We're also handyman. And she was saying we had to get the spackle paint and put up baseboards and shit. And she hired us for that job too. This is another person. This we got put on from this tree lady, put us on to somebody else that was like, hey, my friend bought a daycare. She needs his spackle painted and baseboards put up. And we were like, perfect. We got it.
You got the right guys. Any trees that need removal, hey, are you moving?
Yeah.
Because we got you.
That was a crazy day too, but I'll save that story for another day.
Oh my God, bro. You caught everybody. You killed it with that. He's like, we didn't do it right. I thought you were going to be like, they did it exactly like us.
No, we 100% did it incorrectly.
Jesus Christ.
It's unbelievable that it even like worked the way it did. And it was like, in hindsight, if it failed, it would have been so catastrophic. Like we were just so oblivious.
No, this job failed, ends with one of y'all leaving with 3 limbs, or ends up with one of you guys being killed. Like this is like real
not only
legit
that,
shit.
but I think of like the financial like devastation that we could go through. We might never.
Bro, you could have
financially
took
recover
down
this.
3 boats, 4
Yeah.
boats,
Yeah.
just like that. Bang.
Yeah.
That's like that's $1 million worth of
How
damage.
is this lady hiring us to come cut this fucking thing down? You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
Chronic was like, "Who is this woman?"
Yo, she's this lady. I don't know. She used to. You know who this person is too. You know who this person is.
Who, the person that hired you?
Yeah, you know them.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. That was live on the air.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, that's who hired you?
That's who hired me.
Yo, I got some skills too. So
Yeah.
I can't really work on cars, but I could put some Christmas lights up, something like that.
Oh, I've taken mad.
I want to talk about how much she paid you, and then we'll discuss it after.
She paid me well. She paid us well.
Damn, get out of here.
She paid us well. It wasn't like anything that like, you would have got if you were like a moving company. But for us, it was like, anything more than like, $150 a day was good.
All right, cool. I said that was on the air, and they're like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's more of an interesting story than it's relevant.
He said, but I read his lips. I told you to cover your mouth. You were like,
nah, it's cool. If you know it,
It
it's
don't
cool.
matter.
I just don't want her to know it. You know what I'm saying?
it don't matter. She ain't watching this.
But anyways, her,
That's so funny, bro.
yeah.
That
Fucking
is so funny.
Sometimes you just pick up. You know how many mechanic jobs I picked up with shit I just never did.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just know how it works, so I was like, oh, I could do that.
Nah, but you know enough. Like you have a significant background in it. I mean, you nerd out on cars, so
Yeah, but
you know.
I've taken jobs that I was just like, but I've been lucky with this one guy who's just like, he's so confident in me because I do have a very good understanding of like, automobiles and how they function. And my dad used to work on cars, so like, I have worked on cars before.
Yeah.
But this one guy, he always brings me his car, and he's always like, I'm like, yo, dude, I don't really want, like, we had to like redo his break lines, and he's like, I was like, I don't really want to do this. Like, I know how it works, and I know how to do it. I never did it before. I was like, I know it conceptually. And he was like, nah, man, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I got confidence in you. If you don't know, give you a few minutes, you'll know.
And I figured it out every time with him, and he's
that's pretty fucking cool, man.
Oh man,
but,
what a fucking tangent.
I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Something that was really trending on Twitter that we were discussing before we went live. I was like, he brought this up, and I was like, damn, that is a pretty crazy. Let's fucking talk about it. It's this whole concept of mukbang.
Oh my God, yes.
So mukbang, by definition, mukbang is what? Mukbang is like people listening to kind of the audio as well. No, that's ASMR.
Yeah, the audio portion of it. That's a something that just happens as an adverse effect of mukbang, but it's really somebody, in definition, it's somebody like eating in front of the camera. And it doesn't have to be like audible, but that's some of the things that like enhance it. The smacking of the lips or like that sound.
Yeah. So I noticed this.
Sample that. Somebody make a beat out of that.
Right. I noticed this something. You got two producers in the chat. I noticed this something that people have known about. It's not like there's a new concept.
No.
But the fact that it was trending, it just brought it up again, and we just started talking about it, like how crazy this idea is that people are just into watching people eat.
Yeah, it's insane. First, I'll tell you guys why it's trending. It's trending because PewDiePie said that, it promotes like obesity, and how like he doesn't understand how with all the stuff that's being censored on YouTube, how this hasn't been censored yet, and how he just kind of disagrees with the fact that, I guess they're able to monetize and he isn't. Whatever.
He can't monetize anymore?
I'm sure he can, but it's probably difficult for him. He's also like had his own thing. Like He's said some racist shit one time. Like he's had his own troubles. It's irrelevant, but it just brings it up and that's what brought us into this conversation about mukbang. And I just don't understand why some people think it's entertaining that they just watch people eat.
It's a weird thing. I think, where does it come from? Does it come from just entertainment, or does it come from like a sexual fetish kind of thing?
It started in Korea, South Korea, obviously. It started in Korea.
Well, it probably started in North Korea. Kim Jong-un was like, yo, everybody watch me eat.
Yeah.
It started as like...
It's not called mukbang over there. It's called prayer. So it started in South Korea, and they started just streamers just eating, and then it came into like girls eating, and then there's like girls with like, their chesticles out and they're eating. And
it just evolved from there.
It just evolved from there. Now it's come to like people eating like large quantities of food. People like eating like a couple hundred McNuggets.
What?
Bro, you don't even fucking know, bro. People eating like 10 pounds of pasta.
Oh my God, that many McNuggets? You're gonna have cancer by midnight.
Bro, you wouldn't believe the amount of food that these people have the ability to consume.
That's some wild shit.
Unbelievable.
That's some wild shit, bro. I don't know if I'm really with that shit, bro. That shit is crazy. But damn. But anyway, we just wanted to touch on that because it was trending, and I was like, I thought to myself, I was like, I definitely wanted to discuss that. And then
oh, you want to go over last thing because we're at an hour and 10, or you want to talk about the UFC event real quick?
Yeah, man. We're going to just talk about this UFC event because there's a couple of big-ass fights going on this Saturday, and I'm hyped about it. My academy's having a belt ceremony, 2 on the same day. I'm sad I can't attend to support people that are getting belts. I'm not getting promoted, that's for sure. I haven't trained in like over a month, so that's not happening. But there are some guys I train with that are going to be getting promoted to, purple belt, brown belt, black belt, and that's, congratulations to those guys, man.
Yeah, shouts out to them. Real quick, I'll run through the card. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, we know that you guys do not want to hear about the UFC events, so we saved it for the end. Real quick, Sean O'Malley versus...
Oh, I forgot Sean O'Malley's fighting this week.
Sugar Sean versus Raulian Paiva. Kyle France versus Cody Garbrandt. Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena.
That's going to be a scrap.
Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. And then in the middle, I don't know how to fucking pronounce that guy's last name. I'm going to give that one to you because you're the best reader out here.
Bro, I never even read a whole book in my life.
Who's
Let's
that?
see.
How the fuck you pronounce that guy's last name?
Paiva.
No, not him.
Who?
I
I was
said
like,
him
that's an
already.
easy one.
This guy.
Oh, that's Ponzinibbio. That's Santiago Ponzinibbio. Yeah, that dude can scrap though.
Super big card. Real quick, lightning quick. Let's go over it. What do you think's gonna? Just give me, just make some quick picks if you had to.
What are we doing? We're going from the bottom up.
Yeah, we'll go from the bottom up. If you want, I'll go first.
Okay, go for it.
All right, I got Sean O'Malley. Kai Kara France. I got Neil, Amanda Nunes, Charles Oliveira. Oh no, yes.
Damn, I agree all the way down except for the title fight. Dustin Poirier is going to take that fight.
And you know what? And was the second I said it, I thought maybe not.
Dustin's going to KO him.
I gotta.
Dustin's going to sleep his ass.
Maybe
It's
not.
not. He's going to stop him.
It's gonna be a good fight. We'll see.
He's going to sleep his ass. So I go Sean O'Malley in that fight. Kai Kara France, I think he's also going to take out Cody Garbrandt.
I want Cody to win.
I actually take Santiago Ponzinibbio on this fight. I'm going to take him over Jeff Neal.
Okay.
I don't think Jeff Neal can take him in that fight.
Amanda Nunes is going to impregnate Juliana.
Yeah, Amanda Nunes is definitely going to put some hands on her. And then Dustin is going to get that belt, man. Dustin's going to get that belt, and I'm going to be eating chicken wings with Dustin's hot sauce on it because Dustin dropped
You think he wins if it goes to a decision?
I think he wins anywhere that fight goes.
I don't know if he's gonna if he's gonna KO this dude.
I think I'm pretty confident that he will.
Yo, what up, O?
O's in the chat.
Says love the shirts. Yes.
Goddamn
Before we
right.
get out of here, again, thank you for the merch, man. Little Coconut LLC.
Yeah, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yo, Chronic, you already know, bro. You're coming on another episode, man. You're coming on, and we're going to do it. You talk to me, bro. We'll talk after this. Offline, shoot me a text, call me up. You could call us, bro. FaceTime us if you want. And we're going to discuss this, man, because you got to come on again. And, thank you for the shirts, bro. It's all good you at the barbershop, man. You got to get fresh, bro. You out here making these moves, man. You got to be fresh.
Yeah.
So real quick, I'm going to just show these shirts to the camera. I got this merch. Yo, tell them where they can get this merch. Can they get this merch on the website or talk to you on the Instagram, right?
Yeah, look him up. Look him up on the Instagram. It's little_coconut_LLC. This dude's got the best coquito in New York. Hit him up. A bunch of different flavors, absolutely delicious. If you guys missed our last episode, please go check it out. We did the coquito review. Ray Figs was on. It was a really good episode. The episode's doing numbers.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And if you can't catch us live on YouTube, just remember we also are on Spotify. We're on Google Music.
Google
Apple
Play,
Music.
Apple Podcasts. You could get us anywhere audio version, anywhere you can get audio version podcast. Just go ahead and what's good, Juan? Just anywhere you guys can get your podcasts, consume podcasts, audio versions, you can get it.
Yeah.
And also, man, this episode is going to be available up on YouTube, man. So just go ahead and check that out. And the real good time is watching us live. Silence, if you want some coquito, bro, hit him at he's in the chat right there, but hit him on the Instagram page, little_coconut_LLC. And he'll be able to give you information right there on shipping and all that stuff. So, man, that's what we got, guys.
That's it. Thank you guys, everybody. Still in here. Remember, thumbs up, subscribe, the bell, all that good stuff. Have a good night, everybody. Masters of None, episode 61.
Wrapped up. And Chronic, hit me, bro.
Oye, te hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma. Hormona.